So, hello all. So, we are starting in our podcast, Fulbright Like a Diamond, number two now. So, and we are honoring to welcoming our guest, Seda, mm, from the Turkey. So, we were in a same cohort in University of Massachusetts Lowell University. Okay. So there we were 20 of us, 20 different countries. So we spent a very good days, very grateful, fruitful days, and we improved personally and professionally very well there. I thought like that. So and Miss Seda will share her experience today with us.
Yay,
Welcome, Seda.
welcome. We are
Hi,
opening.
thank you very much, Mommy. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here, and I really
Yes,
admire what you do.
Thank you so much. So first of all, Seda,
okay.
yeah, please introduce yourself briefly to our listeners.
hmm I'm Seda from Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm an English teacher for about almost 20 years now. Okay. When I say this and mention the number, I can see that how aged I am, which is okay. So I was in a Fulbright program, University of Massachusetts Lowell, and a spring cohort, and Molly was one of my friends there.
Yay. So the first question is on me. So your host Nomi is talking right now. So Seda, so you said you are an English teacher, right? So I would like to ask you about your journey of becoming a teacher. Why did you make a decision to become a teacher in the first place?
Oh my God. Okay, the answer may not be very inspirational. I majored in translational studies, translation and interpretation department of English. So I wanted to be, how can I put this? Like I wanted to be working for a ministry or European Union or something like that as a bureaucrat. But things change. My mom and my dad, they are both teachers, mainstream teachers. So, well, I think they wanted something safer for me, I guess. So it was like they kind of made the way for me, just you can be a teacher, you can be a teacher, because it wasn't in my mind to be a teacher first of all. But when I was at middle school, my English teacher would always, she used to say, you can be a great English teacher. I don't know whether she's right or wrong, but I'm a teacher after all. I don't know about being great, that part. It's up to students to decide, but I'm a teacher. So she was right. I became a teacher. So Nomi, I can't say that, I always wanted to be a teacher. I like to be with kids. I like to be a kid, but it wasn't um my intention in the very beginning to be a teacher. But after I became one, I noticed that I kind of like it. It was really enjoyable and creative, and I had the satisfaction from the occupation. Kids also, they taught me a lot, so I can continue to be teaching for about almost 20 years right now.
Wow.
Great.
I think
So, yeah,
I think it's okay. I think you are being just yourself, and then we don't have to pretend like oh yeah, because of this inspirational story, that's why I became a teacher. No, yeah, the main thing is being authentic, being the way we are, who we are. I think it's really important. So no worries. So I think it's such a great experience for those who are, listening to our podcast, like, oh, being ourselves is really crucial. Yeah. So yeah, no worries. I think you are already a great teacher, as your English teacher told you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm happy to hear that. So this is my story how I became a teacher,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, now you love to work with children, yeah? So
Yeah,
you're working
I
well. So
yes.
please share your how do you spend your one work day?
Mm. So my institution is a public school, but it is a bit different than the mainstream ones. We work only with gifted and talented kids. So they constitute like 1 or maximum 2% of the society, gifted and talented people. So we have more than 1,000 students, actually 1,400, and all of them are um, designated as a talented or gifted individual, a student. So uh, we are a project-based school. That's why it's working hours, office hours is also different. They are also different. We start at 3 p.m. and we finish our classes at almost 8 p.m. So it's really just the opposite of the mainstream schools. So our kids are enrolled in other schools, so they have their formal education there, and after that they come to our school at about 3 and they study until almost 8 p.m. So generally I am free in the morning till 3, but since it's a project-based schools, we need to do a lot of research. We need to have a differentiated, enriched program. That's why it's like a preparation time. So before school, we prepare contents for our kids, enriched and differentiated and individualized, and it takes really much time. And we also work on Saturdays. That's why Mondays are off days. So we study from Tuesday to Saturday, and Saturday is the busiest day of all. It starts at 9, and we're at school up until 4. And some of the teachers may have like 10 classes in a day. I have only eight. So it's the busiest day. And normal school day is like this. And our students are categorized not by age, not by class, according to their skills. So in a class, there may be a student who is in the fifth grade and also a sixth grade. So a fifth and sixth grade may have um, the class together, may take the class together, or sometimes in eighth or ninth grade together. So vice versa. It's a bit different than the normal, not normal, but let's say mainstream schools. And we try to participate in international and national fairs, contests, competitions. Um, Sometimes I object to this, but it's really important maybe in my country to have a certificate to be to prove that you are the best of something. So that's why being ranking first, second, third, these mean a lot. So that's why it's, as I mentioned before, it's a project-based school. All of the students try to reach their potentials, whatever their special skill. So in that area, they are taught based on their skills, and we try to improve their special skills in that certain field. So when a student is a high school student, that student only studies one lesson, which is a project lesson. So for like 3 years, that student tries to produce something, whether in material or sometimes something written in a written form, an article, um, a product. So it is like that. We do have a lot of works.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Mm, so you don't work on Mondays, right? That seems like really bizarre for us because
Yeah,
Monday.
so that's why I don't, yeah, I don't have a Monday syndrome like Garfield does. But I have a Saturday syndrome because it's my busiest day.
Yeah. Oh, so interesting. Yeah. Well, your school seems to me like a really, professional or advanced school comparing to our public schools here in Mongolia because you already, developing project-based learning in your school, and then students have already been, working on some projects on their own. That sounds really, really inspirational for me. And then now I have a question now about the program you have just, joined, which is Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program. So why and when did you know, apply for this program, and what is the reason? Because your school is such a great school. There's, like nothing, to improve. But why did you, apply for this program?
Okay, so yes, my school is and my our students are really great, and also I have to say teachers are selected based on some certain criteria. So in our school, many of the teachers they have a PhD level or an MA, but the students are the best of their school, so we have to keep up their pace and we have to be enough for them. You have to have something to tell that kid so that he can listen to you and he can learn from you. So there is no end to improve, I guess. There's no end for development. And you're gonna say something.
Oh, like I want to say absolutely, yeah. There's no end, yeah.
Yeah, yes. So that's why, since this is the situation, and I have to have a lot to offer my students, it's not enough. I need to um, expand my horizon. That's why I need to learn more. I need to explore more. That's why I applied for this program, especially because I'm an English teacher and I have to see a place where English is the official language, is the language that people speak, interact, communicate with it. So, and also the education is also in English. I need to see that, and I'm happy what I saw there. That's why, since it's not easy to satisfy those talented, gifted kids, uh, I have to improve myself constantly. I can't say that, okay, this is enough. I am done. I have completed my research and everything. This is enough for them. So they need more. And when they don't see this sparkle in you, they don't see the light in you, and they react. And you can see that, you can understand that. And that moment you may feel kind of depressed because it's not satisfying what you do. They don't appreciate it, or let's say they don't think that is the fundamental thing. So yes, for that I needed to do something extraordinary, which is why I applied for Fulbright T program, and I applied it like the year before we went there, almost a year before. So I can say it took a year to complete all of the phases, all of the steps, and finally to be at the University of Massachusetts. So briefly, I applied because like to be I like to be in the pursuit of new horizons, new opportunities. And I like to improve myself. I like to learn new things. I like to meet new people. So Fulbright was the perfect tool for that, to do that. And thanks to Fulbright T program, I got to know about American education, how they do this, and what they actually do, what they learn, what is in their curriculum. And I also got to meet 19 international friends very closely. So we still have communication. We still keep in touch with each other, just like we do right now. That's why it was very productive for me, the Fulbright T program. This is what I can say about your question.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you mentioned that your students always want to new things. Because of that, you want to improve always. So because of that, you applied this program, right? So in normally, how do you improve yourself in personally and or your professional way? And normally, and you work hard, so we
So
know, yeah.
in my country, we do have a very solid, very strong network among the teachers. So we try to contribute to each other. When we do something extra, like out of routine, we always share it with each other. And we have workshops here, sometimes face to face, sometimes online. We try to participate in those workshops as teachers. And I am still attached to the university. I have classes there, and we invite experts, people who are leaders in their expertise. So by doing all of these things, like, you have to seize the moment, like, and you have to be, uh, how can I put this? Like looking for those extra things to do. As I mentioned you, I am free from in the till the sorry, since the morning up until my classes. Well, I can say that, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I will just enjoy myself, do stuff that I like doing for myself. But when you do that, it may the things you already have, like uh, the knowledge in your field, the experience in your field, or um, how successful you are in your profession, this may how this may be enough for a limited time. After a while, you're gonna see that things will falling apart. Okay, so you can understand this from the reactions of the students. That's why you need to always freshen up yourself. So to do that in my country, we participate in symposiums and workshops, and we have these studies among us. Sometimes some of the teachers kind of acts like a leader and leads that workshop. Sometimes it is the Ministry of Education who does this or conducts these educations. So we always um, we have to be busy. I have to say always.
Oh, wow. I just want to be your colleague one day. I think
Oh,
you,
I
yeah, your school is such a great place where we can improve ourselves continuously. So, such a great place to work and to improve ourselves. Wow. And
think.
yeah, I got a question about the program and how actually were you informed about this program? Who told you about this? And then how did you know about this program?
Yes. Well, as a college student, I heard Fulbright, of course, but it was like the for the best of the best students. So I never applied for it as a student at university because the conditions they were looking for, the criteria, it is really you have to be really bright. And so Fulbright was always over there for me. But we have a system to inform teachers. So I was informed by the Ministry of Education, just like every other teachers in Turkey. So I read what the program was, and I haven't heard it before. Like Fulbright has a program for teachers only, and in my country, it is just for public school teachers. So private, if you're working at a private school, you cannot apply it. So it was for public teachers only, and I read and I saw that okay, I met the criteria. I can't believe that. So why not giving a try? And I applied. I filled the form, which really took a lot of time. I have to say, like you have to write answer with 500 words for a question only. Do you remember the form we filled in? So
Mhm.
it was really comprehensive. Huh?
Yes, five
So
questions. Yeah.
I mean, many people can give up of that process. Okay, I'm not going to fill this form because it was really hard to come to an end. Like you have to be very consistent with your answers because they ask you a certain question and then after a few pages you come up with the same question but in a paraphrased form. So they need to figure out whether you're consistent with your answer or not. So you you are asked the same question. There were repetitions, but as they were paraphrased, so you have to answer in a different angle from a different approach. And uh, and in my country, they pick two or three cities each year. And this year it was Istanbul along with other two cities. But I have to say something. The total population of Turkey is like 80 million, and 20 million people live in Istanbul only. And there are like more than 80 cities in Turkey. So can you believe that just one city has like, 20 million population, 20 million people. And the pool was really large, and there were a lot of candidates, as I was told by the Fulbright Commission of Turkey. So I consider myself really lucky because I made it through all those candidates. So um, and for teachers who are out there uh, who have plans to participate in something like this, they have to be very careful about notifications because if you are a teacher in a public teacher, I have to say, so you will be notified by your Ministry of Education in your district. There is a program like this. So, if I haven't read it, I wouldn't be here right now. It's all about being very careful about what about the notifications. So how I applied, how I was informed is like this. Through this system, we are informed.
Oh, wow. So, congratulations, first of all. What an inspirational story. I think you are such an authentic and concrete example of being another type of candidate for any scholarship programs like Fulbright T, because some teachers tend to think like only struggling teachers, only maybe, developing schools, developing areas or rural areas. Yeah. Those kind of people or teachers are willing to apply for this such program, but you are in such an elegant school, and you are already advanced teacher, and then you all always develop professionally all the time with your colleagues, but there's still a need for those who you think like, oh, I might not be selected because I work at an advanced school. I'm a colleague of a great professional learning community who seek professional development all the time. So I just want to highlight that no, that's not the answer. Everyone has a chance if you really want it from your heart. I think everyone deserves a try, deserves a shot. So thank you for being really inspirational teacher and candidate. I think many teachers will get something out of this, really down to earth talk with you. So yeah, I'm so thankful for your great experience. Yeah, Molly.
Yes,
Eh,
it's surprised. I surprised with the uh, that because your country is big, so they divide into and some cities can apply for that, but it's still there are many people. Yeah,
Mm.
so I'm so happy you're accepted from those lot of candidates. Seda, you're great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your compliments, nice words. Yes, Nomi, you're right. One may think that maybe only disadvantages schools or disadvantages teachers are most likely to be chosen for the program, but it is not like that. I think everyone is given an equal and fair right or
Mhm.
chance to both to apply and to be evaluated. So I consider myself very lucky, and I'm very grateful because they appreciated what I have written there. So I had this journey, this magical journey I had. Thank you very much for your nice words again.
So we are making this podcast for our future Fulbrighters, yeah. So, and what do
Okay.
you want to tell them? So, what do they have to do about which application form they have to focus on, or what in a little tips for the future Fulbrighters? What do you want to say?
Well, first of all, it is going to be a bit cliche, but you need to believe in yourself because everything's kind of starts there, having the faith in yourself. And and then you have to make some research about what to do, how you're going to do. If the future teachers who are going to apply for the program, it would be great to know about the experience of former participants. If they look for those people and try to learn from them, it's because, you know, um, when you look at the text, it's technical, but the practice is something else. So if those teachers try to learn from the experience of the former participants at the very first hand, that would be very grateful, very very beneficial for them. So Uh, the Fulbright Commission, in every country, they have these notifications through their websites. They need to visit those websites from some time to time to learn about the calendar, because there is a certain calendar or time to for application. So you need to catch that. And let's say you applied for it, you filled the form. What is next? You have to be very patient, because we have a WhatsApp group, and the people who applied for it, they have been asking questions like, so when are we going to learn the results of the interviews? When are we going to learn about the university we are going? So you have to be very patient. Just carpe diem, seize the moment, enjoy it, and be very patient, because it is gonna happen soon. Don't you worry, you will be heard. For me as well, I was like this, okay, just 2 months, but I haven't heard from the visa yet. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? No, if they choose you, they will give you enough time to be prepared for it. So just don't be like, very energetic about it. And if you are chosen, let's for me or for us, we learn about the university like towards the end of the orientation program, because we had the online orientation program, and then I learned that I was going to Massachusetts, and I said, okay, good, because I always wanted to see Boston, where the United States flourished. So if you know about the place you're going, make some research, what to do there, what to see there. For instance, I am a bit sorry because, I did my research, but I missed something. There is a writer, E. E. Cummings, and I really like him. And and there is a line from his one of his poems: "Nobody, not even the rain, has such small hands." We have a very nice Turkish translation of it, and we have a song in Turkish of this poem. So I learned after I came back that his uh, his grave was in Boston as well, and I went there, but I didn't see it. So I was a bit sad. So do your research before before you go, but don't be a control freak like me. Just sometimes go with the flow and don't regret. Uh, and it's okay sometimes to be a selfish, if you put it like that, because some of the participants were sorry because they left their family behind, their kids, their parents stuff. So it's just for a limited of time. Just consider it as a gift for yourself and enjoy it. You're going to be with your family, your parents, your kids, your surrounding, your kitchen, your garden, your pets soon. Don't you worry. Just, it's just for about 7 weeks. So try to get to know more people. And when you're there in the United States, try to um, communicate with the kids at school, because we were told that don't um, uh, like don't communicate kids without their teachers consent or something like that. Yes, we have to be very careful about it, the children rights, etc. But when you are in that safe surrounding environment, I think we need to communicate as much as we can. So we need to know many people so that we are going to expand our network. So right now you can have mutual and different studies together. And yes, as I said before, I think I don't like surprises a lot, and I like to be controlled. So I have to say, whatever your personal trait is, just act accordingly, and you're gonna be happy. So one should know oneself better than anyone else. So that's why know yourself and see what makes you happy, what makes you feel successful, and I have to say yes, success is, I guess, it's an important thing for me. So I was always like, and I have to say something. I know I'm just talking about different stuff right now, without completing one, and I'm just jumping to another topic. I was listening to a mantra, and I didn't know that it was for success, uh and I learn it because I listen to many of it, and I like one of them the most, more than the others. So I looked for the meaning, and I saw that it was for the success, and I said, okay, interestingly, it is to unblock the way, and to vanishing all the obstacles before you, and for bounty, and for good luck, and for success. That's why I need to say, whatever your goal, whatever your primary goal, just pave the way according to it. And since I said, when you learn about the place you're going, make some research. For instance, for us, we were going to Massachusetts, and Boston is the capital city. So I said, okay, I'm going to see Howard, I'm going to see MIT. Just like this, I'm going to see this library, I'm going to see this museum. So you can have a list for yourself that will flourish you, that will nourish you, and then you will have these moments to remember after you come back. And don't be judgmental. You will be meeting lots of people from different backgrounds, different cultures. So we have to be open-minded to embrace other cultures, right? So remember, Molly, the time we went to this dancing, right? Nami, maybe you don't know about that, but we went to a pub like place for dancing, and people were from Cape Verde. And I don't like dancing that much. I don't like being at the center of attraction. So we were there like dancing with so many people that we don't know. And when I mentioned dancing, it is the movements, the moves of the dance is like, it is getting intense and very like, you have to be very close to the person. So I was like, okay, there was this guy, doing a signal like, come here and we can dance. And I said, Molly, I guess this guy is looking for you on the stage. Go dance with him, right? Remember, I
Yes,
just
yes.
pushed you to the stage. So you have to let yourself get out of your comfort zone. You have to do that yourself so that you can see your limits. You can see your limits, what you can do, and
So
everything.
great memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Molly,
I
you
am so happy.
danced?
Yeah.
Oh, you
We did
didn't
many
show
good
Nami.
things.
Oh, you didn't show Nami the videos. Nami, I will send you later.
Yes.
I will send.
I can't wait to see that video, Molly dancing. Wow, yeah, your talk is getting more inspirational and more inspirational. So now I think it's time to talk about your experience in the US. So could you please share with us your three most important takeaways? It can be personal ones, it can be professional ones, academic ones. So what are your most important takeaways?
Yes. Okay. Our time was there like this. So we were really busy during the day. We had lots of classes from pedagogy to leadership, technology, as far as I remember. And we learn about new methods, new approaches, new icebreakers to get students engaged in our classes. We went to the schools. I was in Andover High School. It was a very nice high school, I have to say. The students were not like depicted in the American movies. I was a bit, scared in the very beginning because the classroom environment we see in the movies are, a bit challenging. You have to be very strong and to face with those things. But the students were really nice, really kind, and the teachers were also. I have to say thank you from here, and they were really supporting us in every condition. And during our time there, as we learn about different things, we also got to know professors from different fields. And what I really liked was that in the very beginning of a class, you are introduced the fundamentals of that class, how you're going to behave, or what is expected from you, and what are you going to have at the end of this session. So I really liked to know about the beginning and the end, and the process, and what the products you're going to have. My biggest takeaway will be, um, as I see there, the students are very confident. At my school, it is not very different. It is almost similar, but I have to say, for a mainstream school in Turkey, it is just the opposite. So there is still a teacher-centered education. So the students may not have that much of freedom to express themselves. So my biggest takeaway will be the approach to the kids, the the surrounding, the environment they were provided. And I will try my best to have to make my students have the same environment to express themselves freely and confidently. And other things that people were really nice. The people I met there were really nice to each other. And as I said, um, the the control over other people, I can feel it here in my culture a lot because we live very closely to each other. So I need that space. So one of my biggest takeaway is that um, having your privacy and respecting other people's privacy, and um, so experiencing in a multicultural environment, not being judgmental, trying to be open-minded. And also, some of the people I met there will be one of my biggest takeaways, because I learned a lot from them, from how they treat other people, how they, um, let's say, celebrate when there is something there to be celebrated, or congratulate, or praise. Everything you do, even something really tiny, minor, was appreciated there. So this is also one of my takeaways. I think I have listed more than three. I'm sorry, you just asked me three, but okay, this is promised. This is the last one. So I will try my best to appreciate an effort, because effort is, for me, it is sacred. It is very um important. That's why trying to appreciate, praise, and effort that you see out there from kids, from anyone, among the people. So appreciation, I can say that, appreciation of effort. And this was the last one.
I wanted to say my appreciation too. So, and no, in that you started to share your students' video with us. Yeah. So,
Ah, yes.
yeah, that was great. So, and I showed that videos to whole class in a one student's video. They
Mhm.
they were inspired a lot. Wow, they're same as at our age. Is they from Turkey? Ah, is their teacher your friend? They ask like that. And also, and
Mhm.
then my other friends, they shared their students video too. So in it's get to know in all around this the students all around the students, they are learning English. They try to speak English. They're same like you, and I showed my students. They inspired a lot, and I really happy with that.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Seda.
So
Yeah.
it would be great if we try to do that or continue doing that in a systematic way, because my students also, they like to see other lives out there, other students, other classrooms. So they really like to interact with different people in English. So yes, we can try to do that in a more systematic way, like a project maybe. And thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay. So we can try to do something on that maybe next year,
Yeah.
next
Yes,
year.
yes.
Yeah, in a broader sense with more participants. So this is also one of the, I think, purposes of the program, right? One of the purposes of the program to have that communication as far as you can.
Sharing is love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So we've been talking about our happy moments, unforgettable times in the US. What about the opposite? Have you ever had any, you know, struggling moments in the US? If you did, what were they and how did you overcome them? And yeah, because people may think like, oh, like being in the US is such a great, such an, excitement, but I think we cannot, make this kind of impression on people. Yeah. So yeah, feel free to share any struggles you have had in the US, how, you manage it to overcome that feelings or struggles.
It's going to be a bit personal. Not everyone will have this spot. I have to share it since you asked. When I was there in the beginning of February, there was a major earthquake in Turkey, and actually, it was really destructive and devastating because many people, unfortunately, died under the collapsed houses in the rebels' ruins. So for about 2 weeks, the very first week was really hard for me because I was away and you have this survival guilt, So you see the news and then you have the news from your friends, actual news that not the ones that you see on the news on TV, but actual things that you hear and learn from your friends. And I had this audio recordings crying for help. People were trying to make sure that they were they were being they were waiting to be rescued. And so I had this survival guilt. I was really sad and sorry, and I was kind of ashamed of having something to eat, having a bed to get into sleep, And I was like a ghost for about 2 days, actually. And I asked for help. And immediately, I have to say, people from Iraq and also from that ASPI, the things health insurance company, they contacted me and they asked me what they can offer. And I've been called several times. They asked how I was doing. is everything all right? Is there anything they can do? And they contact me for about 2 weeks, I have to say, almost on daily basis. From our professor AJ Angulo, he also sent me an email asking whether there was something he could do for me, and also from my partner teacher and the teachers there at Andover High School, and all of the people in the program, my friends, my fellows. They were just really caring about me. So I am very grateful for all of those. So this was the moment I had a major mental breakdown for about a week, I have to say, but you're not alone, because as I said, so many people, from the people that I even don't know, when they heard I was from Turkey, and the very first thing they asked me was, is everything okay with your family, with your friends? You know, and I really like it. I didn't feel alone after all, and I got help from people, like assistants, professional assistants. Also, they provided me that of also, and I managed to get it through. So it faded away within 2 weeks, and so, as I said in the beginning, this is not about American culture or the different backgrounds you met there or the people. It's just very personal and very unpredictable. So it is a natural disaster, and it happened there. When you are away, you kind of feel, what if there is something I can do, but I can't offer it here? So I have to say, it's not always being present as a physical body there, but you have a lot of opportunities to help people if you like to do so. So you can offer your support in different ways. And I try to do that. And after that, I was feeling okay, and I hope the people in my country who had this unfortunate disaster will be okay also. Right now, I have to say that yes, I thought what what I could do them, for the people who lost their dear friends and family members. So I'm now working for a project. It is also financed by a university in the US and also our ministry here. So they are going to try to help those people who lost their families, and also those people who are going to take care of the kids who lost their families. And so I decided to be a part of this, and I think it will compensate, the time I lost there when I was there, and the time that I thought, okay, I can't do anything for them. So other than that, I have to say I didn't have any problems considering the culture or the things we do there. So it was really nice. And just briefly, I have to say, if you have any problem, just share it with other people. Surely they will provide you help. You're not alone. You're not going to feel alone. They will not let you down. They will not let you feel that way. And thank you for this also, for this question, because I have to thank IREX and Professor Angulo from University of Massachusetts Lowell, Pizzamai. They were just there for me, and my other teachers from the program. Dr. Giulio was also very helpful, and he was there all the time for us. And all of the people who are a part of this program are really, really there for you. They care about you. They take care of you. Thank you.
Seda, yeah, thank you so much for opening up and sharing your vulnerable stories with us. Because, yeah, I think if you feel like confused, what would happen to me in the US? What if I feel, depressed? What if I feel sick? But do not worry, because you're gonna have lifelong friends there, and then your professors and those people from Iraq, they're so kind, and they will be just there for you at any times. The only thing is we need to speak up and we need to open up ourselves, so that they can know that we might need help. So in our Florida cohort, we also had several issues regarding health and also mental health. The situation was kind of really difficult, but yeah, everyone was there for that certain person, and then everyone is happy at the end of the day. So no worries. You can be far away from your family members, your friends, and your beloved ones, but you're gonna have other beloved ones in the US. So you're gonna have another family there. So do not worry at all. I want to say, yeah, thank you so much for your,
Yes,
yeah, inspirational story again.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, you're right. You don't feel alone. Even though you feel alone for a while, and you will see so many people waiting to help you. So
Hmm.
just share whatever you have. Don't be shy and look for help if you really need it. Don't don't be reserved, and just don't try to be by yourself. Maybe sometimes it's okay to have your moment, your time, but we need also support from other people. So when you have friends around you, you don't have to worry. Yes, and also the people, the officials, they will be there for you too whenever you need help, any kind of help.
Hmm.
Your great project will go on successfully. So, and I know you have a big heart. So, and for me, in so I was late, and because of my flight, so I felt not good in that time. And Seda, even you don't know me very well, you told me, and oh Molly, I like your energy. Good luck for the in this training and like that. So we didn't know each other well, but you told me like that. So in that time, I felt in it better. So and I also thank it with that, always thank with that, and I just want to listen to you a long time. Just oh yes, I'm just saying, supporting to you, and I just want to listen to you and then now and thank you for sharing. Yeah, that time is it, and we felt very not good and all over the world. Yes, it was in a big disaster. So and so I surprised at you're mm, you were doing very well there. So
Thank,
thank you
thank
for
you.
sharing.
It's
Mhm.
all thanks to you, my friends, and people there out there taking care of me. Thank you very much for bringing that up. And I only regret one thing because I have never participated in one of your yoga sessions. So um, the only thing I don't like about one of the things that I don't like about myself, not the only thing, is that I'm not a sport person. So any kind of activity which resemble like a sport, like an exercise, I guess I kind of avoid it. So no, I mean they were just
What's your
in
taste as
that
well?
to practice yoga and stuff, and I said I will come later, I will come later, but I think I never did that. Sorry for that, Molly. It's one of my regrets. I have to say this right now, since you just bring something personal, so I have to say that for you as well.
Mhm.
But you danced very well. Yeah,
I know.
instead of exercising.
I know. Right now, yes, I have this dancing skills. It is also a contribution of the program that I learned something new about myself. Yeah.
So we are reaching our end, but I have one more question regarding your returning plans. So every applicant and every candidate and every Fulbrighter has their returning plans. So how are you doing with your returning plans? And have you implemented any projects yet out of this exact Fulbright T program?
Yes. Well, I kind of started, but not in a broader sense, I have to say. But we contacted our family friend, Dr. Julia, who was a world language professor there. So we had Zoom sessions with his students. So our students met each other and shared with each other. So they kind of like pen pals after all, and we exchange emails among us also. This was one of my plans to get that communication between two countries. So, but I do have a lot other plans, but I will implement them in the beginning of the new academic year because in Turkey, as far as I mentioned before, because of the earthquake, everything was kind of frozen, I have to say, for the second semester. So the school was off for a while, and everything was, for the earthquake area, done for the earthquake area. That's why we it was the um, um, plan primary plan to do something for the earthquake area. So I have a plan about it as well. That's why I just implemented the only returning plan of mine to have that communication between American students and Turkish students. We already done that, and they will keep in touch and exchange emails in future as well. But in the beginning of the new semester, I will have sessions with the teachers from different science and art centers, just like me working. I'm also working for the Science and Art Center. So we're going to have face-to-face trainings and workshops, and I will try to um, uh, try to share what I have experienced there, and then they will also implement the things that can be implemented in their schools. We're going to do this within the national education uh, directorate. So this is one of the plans. And I will also apply for the grant for alumni, definitely, because it was on April. So after a while, we came back. The time was not suitable for me. So I will apply for Fulbright alumni grant and the grant of the embassy, United States Embassy in Ankara. So for me, the what matters here is to have a lot of people familiar with what I had there, so that they can have a chance to try to apply for the program and to make sure what is the content, so they can know about it. Because before you go, you don't know much about it, right? So it is the only way to know more is through a person who experienced it before. That's why I will do that, and I will try my best to pursue some activities in the club of Fulbright alumni here in Turkey as well. So they are having different activities each month, and I will participate those. So this is what I have as a plan.
Wow, such nice plans. So everyone
Thank you.
has, yeah, their pace. So yeah, so do not worry about, like having implemented uh, like maybe like many. I haven't implemented many of my returning plans. I think you don't have to worry about that because we have our own pace, and the situation in Turkey is
Mhm.
getting better day by day. So that's such a relief, and we are so happy for you. And of course, you will get all of those returning plans implemented successfully in the upcoming year. I think it's not only about, a year. I think it's about lifelong opportunities. So our returning plans will continue for many, many years. So, yeah, so lots of people will benefit from those beautiful implementations regarding your returning plans. I think Fulbrighters around the world, they have already started, creating opportunities for other teachers, also for their students. I think that's what really matters in this, journey with Fulbright TEA program. So I'm so proud of you, Seda, and thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you. No.
Yeah, the last moment is yours, Seda. If you want to share anything that hasn't been asked yet, please, yeah, use this moment and share your impression, feelings, or advice, anything.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. It was really a pleasure to be here, and congratulations on your project, because having this podcast is amazing. It's a very great idea, and so I want to congratulate you for that. A part of Fulbright T program was a blessing for me. I consider it like that. So I'm very proud of it, proud of being a part of it. And I will remember as long as I live, as just you said, it is a lifelong process and project. Yes, it will have effects on me, on my profession, on my private life as well, as as long as I live. So I am very grateful for this opportunity, being a part of it. And everyone who is tired of doing the same routine, monotonous things, please, as I said here before, get out of your comfort zone and try to look for new dimensions. Just do it for yourself and try to realize yourself. Thank you for having me here. It was really nice to talking to you.
Oh, yeah. Molly, do you have any like questions or comments?
I just want to tell Ine, I hope all your projects will be successful and good luck for all that. And it was very nice to see you again. It's so nice. And thank you for sharing your
Thank,
times with us.
thank you very much.
So it is kind
I
of our
really appreciate
tradition.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of our tradition that we sing like Fulbright like a diamond, Fulbright like a diamond at the end of our
Uh,
podcast. So let's sing that,
uh,
yeah, chorus together on three. One, two,
on your list.
three. Yeah, Fulbright like a diamond.
Well, is
Fulbright.
it okay?
Okay, one more time.
Oh, I'm gonna hear it.
One, two,
One,
three, go.
Fulbright like a
Bright like a
diamond.
diamond.
Yay! Thank you. See you next time.